Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Day number 580. I apologize for not being here tomorrow night, but I can't control Delta Airlines, Los Angeles, California, Atlanta, Georgia, nor Cleveland, Ohio, where I flew into. So all is well, and we're back. We'll be here tonight, and we're back on schedule. We'll be here tomorrow night as well, and then Friday night, and all the time in between if needed. Jeffrey Burnett, thank you for being here. MXSTY, my buddy. Welcome to you, buddy. California over there. King Raccoon, welcome to you, my friend. Yes, I did receive your email. I'm working on the stuff. We're going to definitely get a duo stream going. And I spoke with Jania as well. I'm going to get him on there live with us. Malcolm Bills, welcome to you, my friend. Pat Shove, welcome to you. I've got a new unit over here helping me, and yeah, King Raccoon, Malcolm Bills is from UK. Ricochet, welcome to you. Anita Greletsky, welcome to you. Stephen Phelps, my friend from across the Golden Gate Bridge there, welcome to you, sir. Skeghead, as always, Australia. Carl Elwell, always giving us the good evening from Vegas. Don Gentilini. Yeah, tonight's update's going to be serious, guys. Really good. I've got news for you tonight nobody else knows. I just found out about it myself. Hernan, welcome to you from down South America, my friend. God bless you. Chuck Pinkham, as always, you guys are rolling. Good morning to you there. JJB, Mark McLaren. Great Britain is repping in the house. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Andrea Schoaf, Rick Berry, Mr. Vietnam vet. Thank you, sir. Amish Marine, Austin, Texas. Whew, you guys are cooking tonight. Thank you for being here. So tonight, very interesting. Oh, Angie Kuhn, I see you there. Hello, Ben Pring. Thank you for that. Nathan Schessler, San Diego, California. Welcome, Nathan. All right, guys, let's jump to it. Thank you for being here. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, just hitting that like button, helping us getting the news out and even more. And we've got a lot of interesting things coming. If you missed me last night, just make sure you have the notification bell on, because if for some reason I have to miss, I do put a notice out on Patreon, Twitter, and also YouTube. So you'll get the notification that something's going to be off on the schedule. Even if we start late sometimes or something, I'll put it there. So there we have it. All right, let's go. We're going to start tonight right here. A couple of hours ago, Chkalovsky Military Airfield in Sholkovo. It's a suburb northeast of Moscow, was hit. That's an actual picture of what happened. It's still being clarified on what it is. The last time that air base was hit, I can actually tell you that it was partisan work, which is good. We'll take it. But I'm going to show you guys right now where we're talking about. If we come up here to Moscow, this is just happening. So, of course, I've taught you guys about the ring city. And you can see the big rings coming out. And it's massive city. So, Sholkova Air Base is just northeast right here. And if you look, you can see the air base. So, this is definitely where the explosion is, and it's significant explosion, and this is a military air base. This image, okay, you want something interesting? This image. So when I use multiple platforms to share maps with you guys, to do distances, all of those things. This is Google Earth, and a lot of control here, and it's really got some good features. But one of the things I like about Google Earth is it tells me when the picture was taken. And this picture was taken May the 26th, 2023. 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 months ago. This is a military base. Do you think they have some planes? This is not a commercial air base. This is the military base. I didn't even zoom into this to look at it. I just located the base on the map. Yeah. So that's only 4 months ago. War was raging, of course. And that's what's there. So, of course, you can see why it should be a good target. It's a military target. So that's good. We'll probably be hearing more about that once we get to daylight hours. It's 9:06 p.m., 4:06 a.m., a couple more hours, it'll start cracking light there. So we'll see. That's good news tonight. Current situation. I want to give you that next because a lot of the things we're going to get into tonight are going to be related to this. And tonight I'm going to share with you guys via ISW, Institute for the Study of War. It's fantastic. We're going to start on the northeast, outside of Kharkiv, and we're going to come all the way down to Kherson, and then I'm going to show you some video from Kherson today. I'll translate it for you. But right here on the Russian border, Kharkiv is right here to the left. If we just start working down, remember, gold in this particular map, which I trust the most, absolutely. Institute for the Study of War, they are nonpartisan. Of course, they support Ukraine, I'm assuming, as a majority, but that's a big fire. Yes, it is. Drones, maybe. Yeah, it's very possible it was drones or partisan. It's definitely one of the two. So, Institute for the Study of War, big think tank. You guys can look it up. They're rock solid. So when you see gold here, Russian advancement, Russian moving, blue, Ukraine. So Kupiansk, of course, nothing's really changing here. They definitely want Liman. I have a concern here, and we will definitely be back there. But Liman, if you look right here, that's Gorodok, right here, and it's just a few miles. Liman's a very key city, and they're pushing right here. This is a problem. They're pushing towards Torsk and Kirovsk, and you can see they've come into the outside of the city here. This is a problem, because if they take that, they're coming to Liman, because that's what they want again. And the issue I have there is, my friends right here, you remember the little old grannies? The first people we took aid to. The missiles were flying over our head. You can go back in the YouTube and watch them. That's Gorodok, right there. So getting a little close, and I want to make sure my grandmas there in Gorodok are taken care of. Coming down, nothing really has changed here. This is Ukraine's best work on the Eastern Front, which is south of Bakhmut. The hottest battle right now, this moment, reported both by Ukraine and by Russia, is right there at the same place on that railroad crossing. It must be very ugly for both sides to be reporting it. But Ukraine is pushed in a little bit to the east here, so it's good. This is good stuff. Everything else pretty much the same. They are closing in on Avdiivka a little bit, but we knew that was happening. Pretty good hold there. Everything here along the south is the same. This is the original counteroffensive from a few weeks ago. Russia is pushing back here, and this is the best push on the south. Of course, Robitny, which we've talked about weeks and weeks ago, and Ukraine stating, properly so, they've broken through 3 lines of defense, which they have. This is the first one right here, and then 2 lines here that they have broken through. Russia pushing back a little bit here and a little here. So I hope everything's okay. Now, we keep coming down. I know you guys, especially you military guys, Ukraine knows what they're doing. Just concerned how deep they're getting here with how far out. Nothing changed along the river. Nothing's changed at Kherson. But speaking of Kherson, of course, this is up close on Kherson. The reason this is gold, and I know that Ukraine has come across the river here in certain places and put a bulkhead, a landing post. They've dropped a flag, et cetera, et cetera. And they have. And there are definitely reconnaissance groups running along that Russian control side. But the shelling, they have control over that river bottom. And to be honest, they have control over Kherson. They're just smashing it every day. It's like broken record I keep sharing with you guys because it's the truth. People are dying in Kherson every day. So it's gold here because Russia has much more capability and they actually are controlling that river bottom. It's really hard to be in that river bottom. And as we go into winter, it will be impossible. So that's where we're at there. Now, with that said, I want to go here and show you Kherson. I'll translate it. This is today.
Приліт був о 6:20. Було дуже зарево сильне і
heard about 20 strong explosions and then there were two other things that flew in.
З кроваті, я ползла по полу, було дуже страшно.
They got me out of the bed, the windows were blown out, the doors were blown out.
Окна, криші, шифер.
The walls are destroyed.
Було дуже страшно.
And I'm just so fearful.
Я стояла на кухне, она как бабахнет, понимаете? Я ничего не
I
поняла.
was just standing in the kitchen and then all these explosions happened. You understand me? Just from nothing. So there you have it. That's Kherson today. 4 were killed. How's Zhenya doing? Zhenya is doing well. Looks like typical Soviet maneuvers here. Yeah, it does. And Ukraine, I'm sure and hope, very aware of it. So we'll see. We'll see. Current situation. That's where we're at. Current situation. Good news. I confirmed all of this. Zhenya and I were working just up until recently on some different things. Actually, you guys want me to tell you one of the things we're working on? Okay. He called me today. He says, Greg, I've got our truck in the shop with the military guys. He goes, when you get here this winter and we're running, because when I'm there with him, we run crazy hard. He says, we have night vision. So they are installing in our Navara that you guys help support, complete blackout night vision that we'll be watching on the green screen and will protect us. Well, will assist in protecting us, but because we will be able to go close, which we do in the dark, we usually would use like these red lights under us, or we have to follow military guys and they flash a little light for us. Now we can go completely dark. I mean, completely. So he's all pumped about that. And yes, you will see video this winter of our night vision. I promise you. Now, Abrams, 10 are in the country. 21 are not. 21 are coming. 10 are not in the battle yet. 10 are still in Western Ukraine. They're still doing a few more things, but they are imminently, within 7 to 10 days, will be transferred to the front. A total of 31, but I can tell you 1,000,000% accurate, 10 are in the country right now, unless more have come in the last 2 hours. So 10 are in the country. They are in the West. They're not on the battle lines yet, but they're coming. Now, I did confirm this today. This building right here, I've been by it many, many times. This is the Hotel Odessa. very famous. It's even back from the Soviet days. It's also the Morsky Vokzal, which is the sea station for ferries and people, not cargo. This is right in Odessa. In fact, I'll show it to you here. Let's do this. Control Alt B. And right here. Let's go down there. So, I had questions about this because I wanted to share it tonight, and we honestly try never to share things with you that are not true. But I can 100% confirm to you, because Russia started talking after Ukraine had hit their Black Sea Fleet headquarters in Sevastopol. They started their counterattack, and we talked about that on Friday night. But now they have also hit that hotel in Crimea, in Odessa, and basically destroyed it. And they came on their media saying it was the headquarters of the Ukrainian Navy there in Odessa and for the Black Sea. And I'm sitting here going, okay, no, I don't think so. Don't think so. So I contacted some guys, and 100% what Russia said was accurate. This building right here, there were no civilians in it. There are no guests in Odessa for a vacation or holiday. It was cleared out. That's not a current picture. That's just a stock photo, but that's the location. This building was the headquarters for the Ukrainian Navy. And the guys I talked to today really were a little surprised how it was hit and how Russia actually knew it. So it's just telling them there's a lot of information coming out of Ukraine into Russia. And, of course, vice versa for Ukraine or partisans to be able to hit an air base northeast of Moscow just a few hours ago. So it is a fact. If I go down here, I'll show it to you. I'll put you on the street there. So here's Odessa. See on the port. It's a big city. But this shipping port is just protected here. And this is actually the place for civilians to do ferries. Drop her right here. We'll go down to the street level, and you can see it. Hotel Odessa. This is an image from 2011 that shows you how long since that's been updated. And interesting, the Moscow Air Base was updated 4 months ago, but kind of weird. Even though this is Google, it has to drive by, but still should have been updated. Regardless, you can see it. This absolutely was the headquarters for the Ukrainian Navy. And just so you can see the ports, it's just a piece of it. You see how big the ports are. Chiquita Banana, all here. This is just one section. It's a massive, massive port city. So I do have some video here. Talking Heads. You can check on this. It's here we go. Odessa hit right here.
This was the Odessa naval station. It's a pity. It doesn't have any architectural value, but let's be clear. Everything that is crashing and burning in Odessa, Dnipropetrovsk, Donetsk region, it's all ours. It's all ours. We're sorry for it. Factually, we're shelling our own cities and our houses, and they don't feel sorry for that. They're hitting someone else's. They're hitting our territories that they did not build.
So there's a couple of things there. First of all, you see him showing it. And secondly, he's saying we're having to strike our own cities. Okay. And okay, make sure you understand this. They believe, it's written in their constitution, that Crimea, Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, and Lugansk are sovereign Russian territories, and they are liberating their own land. That's their goal. That's their modus operandi. Now, nothing in their constitution says that the Odessa Oblast is Russian, but you see, it's all Russia, because it's not on their constitution that the Odessa Oblast or the Odessa region is Russia. Only the other four. That's all fake. They did it and rewrote their constitution. So they're striking Odessa. It's ours anyway. Well, it's not technically in your constitution, nor literally in the real world. But they hit it. They say, we built it. It's our buildings. We destroy our own buildings. Da 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 da. Okay, so you see that madness. The other thing is, I saw that Amish Marine. I saw something that said headquarters has been unoccupied because it's too easy of a target. Yeah. Honestly, that's what I was thinking. And I didn't want to share this tonight, so I made some calls today. It was occupied. They were playing the dipsy-do. It's public knowledge. I mean, Russia knows it, so it's no big deal, but they were playing the dipsy-do. The word spread that it was unoccupied was because it was occupied. So 100% confirmed a couple of hours ago. So that's where we're at there. Now, this one is confirmed 2 hours ago. It's interesting. Have you seen this on your news? Now, you guys that are digging hard every day and this is really moving you in your life, you may have. But for those of you that rely on me and our team to help update you, and that's where you choose to get your information from, which thank you, and I recommend. It's smart. This is a fact. Russia successfully hit the complex where we, Ukraine, assemble missiles. Secretary of the Defense Council Danilov. This is what he says, quote, "This was a closed program, and no one will tell you what its status is or where it's located. However, I can tell you that unfortunately, Russia destroyed the place where these missiles were assembled. Now we are transferring certain part of production outside of our country." This one took them by surprise a little bit. This facility, no, I do not know where it's at. Zhenya doesn't know where it's at. And probably all of our friends do not know where it's at. Well, they do now. Did not know where it's at. It is legit. It was a very secret, hidden. This one rattled them a little bit. So, Hotel Odessa, not as big of a rattle. They played a chess move and they got hit. But this one right here, they are surprised because this was secret, big time. So we'll see. Good morning to you, Throbin Wood. Thank you for that super chat there. Appreciate you. I'll tell you what, Great Britain, UK, you guys are the best. So we'll see what happens in regard to this. And additionally, you realize putting the production outside of Ukraine, you may be asking, well, where is that going to happen? Most likely Poland. But it's a problem. 26 out of 38 Shaheed drones. You see the date there, 26/09/2023. Today, 26 out of 38. They took down 26. 12 struck their targets. They hit Ismail. They hit Kryvyi Rih. We had a loss of life in Kryvyi Rih. We had significant port destruction, infrastructure in Ismail. The other thing, I've got it here, is Orlivka, and we'll get to that in a second. This is Orlivka. Now, what's interesting about Orlivka? Well, I'm going to go to the map and show you because this is a place we haven't talked about. It's in the same general vicinity. So we know that Russia from Crimea has been hitting this border right here between Ukraine and Romania, hitting the ports, trying to block the ability to move product through the Danube. The Danube River, yes, comes all the way to the Black Sea. Typically, they're hitting Ismail and they're hitting Reni. But this day, they hit Orlivka. Now, Orlivka has no port structures for loading and unloading ships. All Orlivka is a ferry crossing. So, if I come on down in here deep, you come down the sea road and you come in, they do have a border control here because people will cross the ferry out of Ukraine or into Ukraine right here. They go right across the Danube. There's the line. And they come into Romania. Simple. Okay. They'll put tractor trailers on it, and that's exactly what was blew up. But this right here was hit very hard. They're trying to take this completely put it completely out of commission for the war. Now, I've got video tonight from the Romanian side. I do not understand Romanian, okay? But you do not need any translation on this one. These guys, listen with your ears. These guys are watching. And you will see the explosion here. This is the Romanian side. The entire drone fired from Ukraine.
Ia auziți, încă una mare. Este periculos rău.
Look to the left.
E gata.
Boom. So it's just, this one is making big news in Ukraine today. Listen, they're hit every day with air, but Orlivka is hitting the news big today because it's a very unique target. It's really not a major export location for goods. It's basically a passageway. James Marsh, you're reiterating exactly what everyone else is saying. Two things 31 Abrams on the battlefield is equivalent to trying to fill the Grand Canyon. That is absolutely correct. So this one really bugged Ukraine today. Now, how did these attacks unfold? We got this graphic out of Ukraine, and it's sharing how it happens. So if you look at the graphic, Cherkasy was also hit. That's the top explosion you see. That's a medium-sized city, 300,000 to 400,000. They just watch. You know, I think they're used to it now. And they just know it's not going to hit their side. I think they're hearing it every day, to be honest with you. Because if those drones are working up the Danube, because I know they work the Danube, they can fly very low or very high. They're interesting. These guys are hearing it every day. There's just no way they're not. So they're probably becoming desensitized. So Cherkasy at the top, Kryvyi Rih. The yellow lines represent drone flights and timings. So you can see, like at 12:05 where the drones were located, at 11:20 where they were located, 11:10 where they were, and the times where they were launched from different locations. But what's interesting is there was only one cruise missile fired, and that is what actually hit Kryvyi Rih. Everything else was drones. and Ukraine was able to take 26 out of the 38 of them. But once they got all that activity in the air, you see at 6:25 a.m., they sent the cruise missile. So that was the strategy of that attack from last night. Now, I'm going to share something with you guys. Some of you may know it, but we have a problem on the horizon. And I talked to a lot of guys today. A lot of guys. This is a problem. So if I go to here, one more. Today, they were able to take out 26 of the 38. Shaheeds, 136s and 131s. Well, this is a problem. You say, well, okay, what's the problem? I'm looking at a drone, right? This is the Shaheed, manufactured Iran, 2021, 36 kilograms explosive charge, range 2,500 kilometers, maximum speed 185 kilometers, weight 200 kilograms, length 3.5 meters, wingspan 2.5 meters. They're good size, guys. But you guys know, we've taught you, they nicknamed them mopeds because they putter through the air. Some of you on some of my earlier streams from Ukraine, you probably heard them, or I was in Kherson, which they fly overhead all the time, sitting at the window. Zhenya was in his room, I was in mine. We got our place, and I had the window open, and I was actually FaceTiming back home to talk to my family, and they could just hear them. They said, what is that? I can hear it over the phone. I said, that's a Shaheed. That's a drone going somewhere. Well, is it going to go on you? I said, no, we'll get shelled here, but no, it's going into Ukraine somewhere. And then you'd hear the air defense go off. And they said, okay, we've had enough of this conversation. Good night. See you tomorrow. Okay. Here's the problem. They are now changing them, and they're going to have a silent jet engine. This is the new info coming out from Iran. That's a part of their whole video showing them. But production's already happening. They will be coming to Russia. Iran has already said, we will ship these to you, sell these to you. They have, looks like sizable warhead. If you hit the body, the warhead can still fall and detonate. Yeah, that's the problem. Sorry, I'm getting confused with my pictures there. 36 kilogram explosive charge, 75 pounds. But just hear me here, because it's early. You're getting this news early. This is a fact. And Ukraine's very concerned. We have friends in air defense. We have friends in every branch, every segment, whether they're stormtroopers in the trenches, flying airplanes, naval guys, SBU guys, artillery guys, air defense guys, guys shooting HIMARS we're friends with, everything. This is a problem because they're silent. So they are changing the technology. It's already done. They've got them. They're manufacturing them now, producing them. So, Chill Dude, I have not been able to confirm that. No, sir. James Marsh, on that one, you're correct. There is no capital punishment in Ukraine. And I can tell you right now, treason's being cranked up. Even guys that are trying to escape the war now, you're looking at 5 and 9 years in prison. They're jumping much harder. 2,500 kilometer range, reverse engineer them and send them back. Yeah. All I'm telling you is here, we'll be on it, guys. I'm just telling you very early. This is a fact. The Shaheeds, they're given away easily by the motors. But now they're not. You can't hear it. And it's going to be a problem. We're just going to leave it there and we'll see what happens. Leopard 2s. Here is May jet version range will go down. It may, correct. The jet version may have a limited range, and we'll find out. It's going to come public, but this is early. It's going to be a game changer. Ukraine has to respond. Leopard 2s. Here, I put that in hieroglyphics up there for you. So Switzerland selling 25 Leopard 2s back to Germany, but in the contract, Germany is not allowed to give those 25 Leopard 2s to Ukraine. That's it. Switzerland selling 25 Leopard 2s back to Ukraine, but in the contract, they may not give those 25 Leopard 2s or sell them to Ukraine. So, thank you very much, Switzerland. Deeply appreciated. Going to get into something now. Also confirmed. There are in Ukraine, and we have one, and we've supplied 9 to the military. We have 10 units. 150,000 receivers, Starlink receivers in Ukraine right now. Of course, overwhelming majority being used by the military, and then civilian and governmental organizations. That's how it is, not people at home. There are only 80,000 units in all of the European Union combined. The rate for utilizing the service is 40% higher in Ukraine versus any nation in the European Union. For example, you buy the unit, they already charge 30 to 40% more to purchase the unit if it's going to Ukraine, because you have to register. You say, well, how do you know all this stuff? Because we've bought 10. We know. And it's confirmed even more. It's getting worse. So basically, once you own it, if you have service and you're in Poland or any other nation of the EU, let's just say your bill is 60 euros a month for the service. Well, in Ukraine, it's 100 euros a month. It's a fact. In fact, Zhenya is going to send me the receipts, and I'm going to show them to you. A per person using it in Poland. We have some friends that have Starlinks in Poland, and Ukrainians use them. We pay our bill every month for Starlink. We know what it costs. And it's just crazy. That leads me to this. I'm tired of all three of those people. Listen, I'm tired of everybody politically, to be quite honest. This is not partisan. I'm tired of Elon Musk having his face on everything. I'm sick of him. Vladimir Putin's a terrorist and a dictator. And Joe needs to go back to Delaware. But listen, it's not about left or right. I think they all need to go home. I think America and our world needs fresh leadership, strong leadership, and we just need to clean the slate globally. But we're not talking about politics. The EU Commission on Internet Communications cited, this is the EU, cited, named Elon Musk's X, formerly Twitter, as the biggest source of Russian disinformation among all social networks. Now, I personally, just what I see on Twitter or X, I believe that. There's good stuff and there's trash. And he talks about, well, we're cleaning it up. We're stopping the bots. Baloney. I know you're smart, but you will never beat a Russian hacker. Second, during the time, the sample of monitoring, much disseminated, contained blatant lies, Kremlin propaganda. This weapon of mass manipulation is aimed not only at Russians, but to a greater extent at Europeans and the rest of the world. Currently, 44 social platforms have agreed to work with the EU on a code of practice regarding disinformation. Among them are Google, Meta, which is Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, but not X, which is Twitter. It's just stupid. That's it. It's just stupid. Donna Martineau, thank you for I think it's your first comment there. No, they don't show very much on the news for us here in America. No, they do not. The EU slated Musk today today. Okay, my UK friend, you're going to have to translate slated for me. Does that mean smashed him? Thanks, chill, dude. Agreed. It's just toxic. The politics are toxic. And okay, that's good, Throbin. Thank you. Switzerland remain neutral. So loopholes sell 25 to Germany. Germany sends 25 other tanks. That'll be fantastic. Chill dude from Rick, 100% correct. Lives lost due to slow delivery. Exactly. JJB down there in Australia. Elon Musk has much to answer for. Russian sympathizer. I absolutely believe that. Slated called him out. Thank you, sir. Good. They need to. Do we know how many Russians are using Starlink? No, we don't. No, we don't. I don't even know how to guess at that, Hernan. But might be able to find out. I mean, that's a good question. I'm going to write that down. It's on my page, Hernan, to ask the guys. How many Russians? Because that would be interesting to know. We'll find out. I do know this. They're using them in Crimea. I do know that. So there we are. We'll see. It's just stupid. Now, Canada Parliament Speaker Anthony Rota resigns after he singled out Ukrainian veteran alleged for the Nazis, who fought for the Nazis during World War II, for standing ovation during a visit by Ukraine's leader Zelensky. I know this happened about a couple days ago, but I want to share something with you guys. So here's what I can tell you. The guy did fight for the SS. The Parliament Speaker, Anthony Rota, made a huge mistake. Yes, there was a standing ovation. Yes, President Zelensky stood. Yes, Trudeau stood. Yes, Zelensky did this. But they had no idea. Now, it was very poor due diligence on Rota. And that is the reason he resigned. He took responsibility for a huge mistake that affected Ukraine, Canada, and even Russia in the eyes of the world. You say, well, how did it affect Russia? Because that one mistake reiterated what Russia has been saying. And I'm going to show you something. And I know you say, well, listen, it's just a little thing. You don't understand. The 50%, and yes, I believe that, the 50% that are already sucked into the Kremlin propaganda, many Americans, many Europeans, they will not even listen to an explanation that it's my fault. It's not Trudeau. It's not Zelensky. I brought him in. I didn't do my homework. It doesn't matter. He was SS. They're standing and cheering. That's what they will do with it. And I'm telling you, it's not good. So I can show you this. This is Peskov, the Kremlin's official statement. Official quote, how outrageous that Hunka was honored in Canada. Such sloppiness of memory and inability to understand history is outrageous. Quote, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters. His quote continues, many Western countries, including Canada, have raised a young generation. Now, he's going to mix in some truth. Sorry, we call it like it is. Even Jania today, he says, Greg, you're giving a lot of stuff tonight that is hard for us. Our missile place destroyed. Our naval headquarters hit. What happened in Canada? He goes, but Greg, we made the decision to tell the truth. We don't paint it over. Because if we keep telling the truth, nobody can ever, bust us for not telling the truth. I agree completely. Part of this statement, he's right. I'm not a sympathizer. I'm 100% za Ukraina, 100% for Ukraine. But many Western countries, including Canada, have raised a young generation that attempts to erase or rewrite history, does not know who fought whom or what happened during the World War II, and they know nothing about the threat of fascism. Folks, he just described the entire young generation of Americans that are trying to rewrite history, take history out of the school books, pretend that the Holocaust never happened. He's right. And when the nut jobs take that piece of info, they then reinforce their story, supporting the false narrative that there are Nazis in Ukraine, and Ukraine is a Nazi nation, and fascism is there, and Putin is cleaning the world. This is how it works, and Russia is going to use this like gold. Now, about 1 month ago, 3 weeks, I played a video for you guys. I'm going to play it again because this clip that I'm going to show you was on all the Russian media today. All of it. Multiple times. Putin feels now like a prophet. He said, what are you talking about? Do you remember 3 or 4 weeks ago when Putin was actually talking about Jews and Nazism and blaming the West? Watch. Watch. I've got it voiced over for you.
It's interesting how all this fits in with Ukraine, what's happening there now, because the country's headed by an ethnic Jew. And all the Western leaders always point out to Russia that there's no Nazism in Ukraine because a Jew's at the head of the state. Well, I've already spoken about this and can't anything new, but I consider it important to repeat it. So, for example, the Western nations, they put an ethnic Jew as the head of modern Ukraine. He has Jewish roots, Jewish origin, and therefore, in my opinion, this is a big cover-up. This is the foundation, the basis of the modern Ukrainian state, cover-up. And this makes this entire situation very nasty, very ugly, in the extreme. The fact that an ethnic Jew will cover up the glorification of Nazism and covers up those who at one time led the Holocaust in Ukraine, where 1.5 million people were killed. And this is understood by the Israeli citizens. They're always contacting me about this.
So there you have it. He made those statements 3-4 weeks ago, and now you see what happens in Canada. So listen, I honestly believe they made mistakes. I believe the guy didn't do his due diligence. I mean, all of that. But wow, this is a problem. This is a problem. And today it was actually Zhenya's idea when we were prepping, because even though if he's not on here with me tonight, we've prepped together. And he says, Greg, remember what Putin said 3-4 weeks ago. Remember it. Show that video again. King Raccoon. I agree with you, brother. I think our country and our world needs a fresh political view, period. There's just too much trash floating. Too much trash floating. So there we have that. Had to be careful of it. Now, I told you guys, stay patient. Remember, he's dead. Viktor Sokolov, commander Black Sea Fleet. He's dead. I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, we don't know for sure, but here we go. He was on a conference call today. The Shoigu there. It's on the big screen on the upper right. So, there he is on the screen, bottom right. I can tell you this. This is all I can say. Ukraine Special Services are the ones that first said they got Sokolov, this guy. They did say it. But today, they recanted. They said, quote, new information has surfaced and we are looking into the Sokolov situation. Listen, he's a big boss. That was a casket shot. He was sleeping during the meeting. Are you Ricochet, are you making a joke with me? Or is that legit?
We continue to increase the combat power.
No, I don't think that's a casket shot. Because if he got blown up the way they said he did, there'd be nothing left. Okay, you messing with me. Don't do that. Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. Okay, so that's where we're at. Now, I will tell you this. You guys, I see you in the chat tonight talking about, well, what this is ultimately going to cause is for the war to go longer and longer and longer. Okay? Yeah, the dude doesn't move much. He does move. There's longer video. He physically does move. But it's, is it him or not? We'll see. But Ukraine did retract and says, okay, unconfirmed, he's dead. Now we have to look into this more. So we'll see. We'll update you as soon as we know. Now, two things I want to show you here. Shoigu, you guys in chat talking about, looks like the war's going to go longer. No question.
Of our armed forces.
No question. Here is Shoigu today talking about the war.
We continue to increase the combat power of our armed forces, including the supplying of new modern weapons and the training of our troops, taking into the special experience we're learning in the special military operation. The consistent implementation of the operations of this activity plan will go until 2025 to achieve our goals.
So there you have it. That's Shoigu talking today with those cats there. Now, I see some of your quotes there. I think it was somebody said, Blinken said, if you think there's Nazis in Ukraine, go to Russia or something. So, okay. I shared this video on Patreon hours ago, but I want to share it tonight. We're going to close with this. And this is going to be all the proof you need. Okay? This is really, really cool. I do not know who put this together, but I'm going to share it. Here you go. This is a clip about 2 minutes long comparing Adolf Hitler's speeches prior to the war, World War II, versus Vladimir Putin's speeches. He made multiple speeches before and right at the beginning of the war in Ukraine. This phase of it, rather. This is crazy interesting. Now, it's written with English subtitles, but I'm going to read it. What about the new female ambassador that the media is going on about her being a witch or something? What? Nathan J. Fody? Are you talking about the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States? Because I can answer that question. I know her. So I'll wait and see. If you're talking about the Ukrainian ambassador Makarova to the United States, she's not a witch. I don't know if you're referring to somebody else. Powers. I will have to investigate. All right. Now, with the English subtitles on this, I'm going to actually voice it over to, because some of you guys I know drive and you're working and you're listening to me. So Here we go. You make your decisions where the world stands today.
Wie immer habe ich auch hier versucht, auf dem Wege friedlicher Religions.
Мы настойчиво и терпеливо пытались договориться с ведущими странами НАТО.
Es ist eine Lüge, wenn in den anderen Welt behauptet wird, dass wir alle unsere Religionen nur versuchen, unter Druck durchzusetzen.
Мы никому ничего не собираемся навязывать силой.
Alle diese Gebiete verdanken ihre kulturelle Erklärung ausschließlich dem Öffentlichen. Das ist von uns gemeint. Sie können die endlosen Versuche, die ich machte, eine friedlichen Klärung, eine Verständigung über das Problem Österreich, später über das Problem zu Griechenland, Böhmen und Mähren. Es war alles vergeblich.
Бесконечно долгих 8 лет мы делали все возможное, чтобы ситуация была разрешена мирно, политическими средствами. Все напрасно.
Deutschland hat keine Interessen im Westen. Westfalen und leidet alle Seiten die Grenze der Freiheit nach der Westen.
В наши планы не входит оккупация украинских территорий.
Den anderen deutschen Gebieten im Osten, alle Parallelen dort lebenden deutschen Minderheiten und der Qualvolk und Weise nicht anders.
Ее цель – защита людей, которые на протяжении 8 лет подвергаются издевательствам, геноциду со стороны киевского режима.
Konflikt war und ist eine deutsche Stadt, Korridor war und ist deutsch.
Украина для нас – это не просто соседняя страна. Это неотъемлемая часть нашей собственной истории, культуры, духовного пространства.
Wir sind nicht im Kampf gegen Frauen und Kinder führen. Ich habe meiner Luftwaffe den Auftrag gegeben.
Особо хочу подчеркнуть, вооруженные силы России не наносят ударов по городам Украины. Мирному населению ничего не угрожает.
Population of Ukraine. Okay. I do not know who put that together. Marina Abramovic. It's literally identical. Yeah, it's crazy. Really, if I knew who put that together, I would give them credit for it. I just don't know. So, Marina Abramovic. The only Marina Abramovic I'm coming up with is a Serbian. I also see, I think that's who you're referring to because the way you're spelling Abramovic with the mark over the C, that's how Serbian is written. In fact, I can go here and show it to you. If you look, you've got the exact duplicate Marina Abramovic. We'll see. Education. I think Putin's in the wrong space, bro. He thinks he's doing the right thing. Oh, they absolutely believe they're doing the right thing. It's evil. Absolutely evil. I don't know. Send me a note, Nate, if you find out. This lady's Serbian. This particular name. But there you go, guys. All right, my friends, thank you very much. That's the update. Let me check the stuff right quick. Let's do this. Let's go here. Okay, so you can see it, guys. Yeah, give Putler a cookie duster and a little darker hair. They all think they're doing the right thing. That's the truth. That's a good statement there. All think they're doing the right thing. Azerbaijan, Armenia, yeah. That was just a distraction, I think, guys. So this is where we're at tonight. Airplanes are up probably in southeastern Rostov, Krasnodar, somewhere over there. That's why the planes are there. And then here's some live. All right, guys, thank you very much. We'll see you in 24 hours. Thank you for continuing to tell others. Thank you for guys for giving the finances, the money to help us, everything that you do, the gifts, the care, the love, being here consistently. Couldn't do it without you. And we'll see you in 23 hours. Be blessed. More updates tomorrow. Good night.
Слава Україні!